Hey guys, and welcome to a video on grinding. So in this video, I'm going to be going over how to grind, and particularly how to grind effectively, which is a problem that a lot of new players have. A lot of players don't know what grinding efficiently or effectively means, and they'll just kill monsters in the rotation and get a lot less experience in silver per hour than players are talking about when they discuss rotations. So quick disclaimer. All silver per hour totals do assume that you're using 5 tier 1 pets, and that's at a minimum. Ideally, you want 5 tier 3 or even tier 4 pets, but at the very minimum, if you want to earn the big silver totals, 15, 20 million silver per hour, you do need 5 tier 1 pets. You're not going to earn that if you're picking up your own loot. So, the basics of grinding are fairly simple. You find a monster that suits your gear score. So here I'm doing Sawsons. I'm actually a little overgeared for Sawsons, but Sawsons as a very competitive spot means that a lot of other players come here, so this is a fairly good spot for my gear score. And a good spot for your gear score really means you need to be able to one-shot things. So if I go through here, you can see that all the monsters that I aggroed sort of get killed in a single ability for the most part. And then go through one more time, and they're all dead. Now, you don't really want to do what I'm doing here, where I'm actually killing each one. That's only so I can keep talking after they're all dead. But as you can see, they all die after pretty much a single skill. And they're really not very loyal to each other. They do not help each other out at all. So you find a monster that you can kill easily, which means killing in one, at the very most, pretty much 2 combos. Also, to add on to that, decide if you want silver, skill points, or experience the most. Different monsters provide different amounts of each. Some provide more silver, some provide more skill points or experience, and some have sort of a good mix of all three, like Fogans. And then, after that, you go and you find an untaken rotation. Here you can see that the Sawson's main rotation is untaken, so I can just grind it at my leisure. Finally, after that, you murder the rotation between 1 and an infinite number of times. That is the basics of grinding. However, grinding effectively and efficiently involves a lot more than just finding a decent rotation and killing the monsters there. There are a few things that a lot of new players aren't aware of that make grinding much faster, give you much more experience, or earn you much more silver per hour. One of the most obvious ones that a lot of new players realize, as a decent example, is putting your pets into Agile. Agile means they'll pick up more often, and you'll get more loot. And quick little notice, if you right-click one of your pets' sort of command, like Cautious, Agile, or Standard, it'll automatically change all the pets you have out just by right-clicking. So set them to Agile when you're grinding, and you'll get more loot. They'll pick up faster. So the first big thing is don't stop to pick up drops. Your job as the player is not to go and press R and pick up your own drops like that. Your job as the player is to kill monsters. Your pet's job is to then pick up the loot. Now, a lot of players go, okay, but if I don't pick up the loot, it's just being wasted, I'm not earning maximum silver per hour. And that's actually wrong. It's hard to see at Sawsons because Sawsons are fairly, they're really masked up. Like there's a ton of Sawsons wherever you kill them. Like if I go through this little pack here, there's like 12 people. So your pets, they can pick up as much as you want. But if you kill a group of 8, if there's lots of groups of 8 things just spread out everywhere, and you stop to, your pets pick up 5 of them, and you stop to pick up the other 3, and take 3 or 4 seconds to do that, in the time it took you to pick up the loot, you could have gone over the next group like that, killed them, then you proceed to the next group. So unfortunately, I seem to have aggroed some extra dudes here, which means that I'm not able to kill until I reduce the aggro, which is annoying. And so on and so forth. You always want to be killing. Your job as the player is not to pick up the loot. It is to kill the monsters. You let your pets pick up the loot, and your pets will always be picking up loot as long as you're killing at a decent pace for your rotation. So as you can see, just kind of murder my way through here. My pets will keep picking up, I will keep killing, and that way you get more experience and more silver. Strictly speaking, if you had like perfect APM and stuff, if you pick up silver in between killing so that your pets are always picking up and you're also always picking up, would be ideal silver, but that's it's rather difficult to do and not really worth it. It's not that much extra silver. So that's the first big tip. Don't pick up stuff yourself. Let your pets do it. The second big tip is don't do what I'm doing right here. Don't go and kill stragglers. So this kind of follows up on the pets, but you don't want to be killing stragglers or small groups. Because lots of groups are, they're masked up, there's lots of monsters in them, oftentimes you will leave one or two alive, or you'll aggro some, for example, these guys over here, that get aggroed while I'm fighting the group. And there's another part of the tip. The next tip is going to involve this. So AP will increase, but they will also give you more experience. Remember that. So you don't want to be killing stragglers because they're not worth the experience. Just like picking up your own loot, if you go to kill a straggler, that is time that you could have spent killing an entire group of monsters. Because you want to be one-shotting, to be killing things efficiently, you're going to one-shot the entire pack anyways. You don't need to take extra combos to kill a pack. You can just kill the entire pack in the same time it would take you to kill a single monster. Yes, there are skills such as my Deadly Dance here that lets me just go right through and kill stuff on my way to other monsters. But for the most part, just ignore stragglers. You can do like a quick pickup there as you polish off a few small stragglers, and another good example is what I just did there. Let the stragglers come to you while you're either picking up loot or dealing with other groups, and then deal with the stragglers once there's enough of them. You don't want to be killing small individual packs. You just want to be killing packs of at least 3 or more, preferably more than that. And you can mask them up like that, and then just AoE through all of them at once. And as you can see, there's more stuff here dropping than even my pets can pick up. So even if I was picking up, my pets are always working, and I can just go to the next place, go kill the next monsters. Now, the final big tip is if you want good experience per hour, you need to be using boosts. And it's very easy to get tons of extra experience from boosts. Like right now, I'm not using any boosts. The only boost I've got right now is I got a drop that gave me a small extra boost for like 3 minutes. You can see it on my skill bar right here, plus 3%. However, it's very easy to get over 6 times the base amount of experience simply by using boosts. So right now I've got 153%. I've got the weekend boost going on, 163 I guess, the value pack. I'm farming at nighttime, which gives an extra 50%, and I've got 3% extra experience. Then you can add on Mercenaries Experience 60 minutes, which gives an extra 200%. There's stuff such as the Book of Combat, or there's a combat experience scroll, which is also the Book of Combat. They do not stack together. You've got the Simple Cron meal right here, combat experience, and this one's also good to have active at all times because it gives you extra AP against monsters, which makes you kill faster. There's the Beast's Drought, which gives plus 20% combat experience. There's the 100% from a Golden Bell if it's on the channel. The 50% nighttime boost that I'm currently using. There's the 10% from having an outfit on. You can get 20% from having the right crystals in your helmet, so I'm not using them right now, but if I kill off all these monsters quickly, I can quickly show you them. I've got some in one of my storages. Gotta kill all the ones that I can aggro. Oops. Stop attacking me, bro. Oh, Sausins. As you can see, my experience, it's going up even faster now that I've equipped all that. They just keep spawning too. Alright, there we go. So I head over to this storage, you can see it. It's this one, the Magic Crystal Infinity Experience. Gives you plus 10% combat experience. You can buy them on the marketplace. Just go to Magic Crystals, sort by helmet. You're probably going to want to have to put a notice up. You can see they pre-ordered for a decent price. But you can put 2 of these in your helmet for an extra 20% combat experience. Pets can also give combat experience. And if you talk to the Black Spirit, you can burn energy for combat XP for 30 minutes for 50 energy. So all of that combines for a very nice total. It gives you excellent amounts of extra experience. Marnie Stones is another example. It's not strictly a combat boost like the others are. However, it works in much the same way by giving you extra experience for grinding the stuff you're already doing. So those are pretty much the basics of grinding. You want to find a zone that's appropriate for both your AP and your gear score. You want to find yourself a decent rotation. Then you want to simply murder the rotation as many times as you want, usually for a minimum of an hour for your daily grinding stuff. And some people go on and on and on for 4 or 5 hours a day or even more. Then you want to make sure you're not stopping to pick up your own loot. That is just going to waste your own time. Unfortunately, I seem to have aggroed some extra dudes here. So you don't want to waste your time by picking up your own loot. Let your pets do that. Make sure you have pets too if you want to be earning decent amounts of money. Well, so another thing about Sawsons is you can aggro extra monsters, and Black Desert's got a very weird system when it comes to aggro. If you've aggroed, I believe it's 7 monsters, you cannot be doing damage to more than 7 monsters at once, unless you're a tamer. Which means that, and those 7 monsters are the ones that you currently have aggroed. They're the ones coming for you right now. So if you have monsters aggroed, you can only kill as many monsters that you haven't aggroed yet as 7 minus n, where n is the number of monsters that you've already aggroed. So if I've aggroed 5 monsters, I can only kill 2 monsters that are not among those numbers that I've aggroed. Which is really annoying at Sawsons or any zone that you haven't out-leveled yet, and monsters are still green, which means they'll still attack you if they're aggressive, because they will attack you. But anyways, make sure your pets are picking up loot on their own. You don't want to be picking up your own loot. Don't stop to kill stragglers. Just keep moving on and find the next pack. You'll get much more experience that way. Like instead of killing the 1 or 2 stragglers there, I come over to this pack and kill the 20, 30 monsters that are kind of sitting over here. And yeah, try to make sure you're using experience boost if you want to maximize the amount of experience you earn. Same goes for skill points. There are skill point boosts. There's not as many as there are experience boosts though, so you will need to, you don't need to put in as much effort getting skill point boosts as you do experience. And that's it. That's how to grind effectively and efficiently. Just keep on one-shotting packs, keep on moving to the next pack, and don't stop to pick up your own loot. Anyways, guys, that was how to grind effectively and efficiently in Black Desert. Hope you enjoyed the video. Subscribe if you liked it, and as always, have a good one.